Welcome back to Blackacre Ranch, everybody. Today we've got actually an emergency kind of a thing, and I need to fill you in on it. One of our buffalo have been injured, and so we're going to talk about and go check her out. It's one of our cows, and yeah, we need to see how bad this is and kind of let you know what we found out so far, and we thought we'd show it to you. All right, so that's what's going on today at Blackacre Ranch. All right, we've got cubes, we're ready to go. We've got them in the back of the truck. We're going to go try and find the animals, and also we will cube them a little later on, but we're going to go see if we can find our little cow. We don't want to feed the cubes yet. We want to actually wait. They kept coming around the corner, and we're hoping to get here fast enough before they found us, but they found us quick. So when we feed them cubes, they're just going to be tight in at the troughs. Our cow may not be, but I don't want to be walking around trying to get closer looks at that one when everybody else is all excited and going for cubes. So we're trying to find the animal prior to cubes, then we'll cube.
Hi, little baby. Hi, little baby. So cute.
That's the one I don't want to pet her baby.
No, don't pet her baby. She's right there.
I don't know whose baby this is, but it's not Mary's.
Not Mary.
So this whole cube idea isn't maybe working the greatest because they know we have them, and they are around us. And so I'm standing in the trough, the mineral feeder actually, trying to get some positioning away, and anyway, I'm in the trough. All right, so the cow that we have that has an injury is 149. It's Kisses, which isn't great because, you know, we like Kisses, right? Paul, you named Kisses, and she was the first officially broadcasted name here on the channel. So she's our 2-year-old. She is actually the youngest of the entire herd apart from babies. And so what we noticed was yesterday morning we had been out here, and they were feeding some cubes, or is it day before? I don't even know what day it is today anymore. Anyway, her right eye, something punctured, cut it. There's something with it, and we can show you some of these pictures here, and it looks really bad. We're not sure if it's just the eyelid at the bottom got cut and it's just swelling and scabbing, if the eye itself got punctured. Her eye doesn't really look too good, and there was blood down her face and everything. This is the story of what we've done. So as of right now, I've sat and I've talked to four different vets. The first vet that we talked to, he pretty much said, look, if you want, well, first things first, we don't have the handling facility, and that complicates things, okay? If we had it, we could bring her in, we could squeeze her, and they can get a closer look at the eye and check to see kind of what's going on, maybe clean it up a little bit, maybe surgically stitch it to whatever, okay? I don't have that. I have ordered everything, it's just waiting for delivery, like everything else in this world. So I've talked to a number of vets. The first vet kind of said, well, you're gonna have to sedate her, and we're gonna have to take the eye out or stitch it up. But you have to sedate her, I don't do that. So I said, hey, cool, all right. Well, I guess we'll do that. We have a dart gun. He's like, good, you have a dart gun. So I'm like, okay, what medication do I use to sedate her? What kind of, like, what do I do? And he's like, I don't know, go grab one of your buffalo buddies. And that really kind of turned me off. I asked 3 separate times, 3 separate phone calls, and that's the only response I get. It's like, that's not a vet I'm gonna use. So I called other vets. So we got a hold of these vets and finally got some answers, and this is kind of the story about how this is gonna go. So with her eye being punctured, the eyes will actually heal fairly well compared to a lot of other things. And buffalo themselves just heal. They don't take a lot of vet work oftentimes. And when it comes to buffalo sedating, although that was an option, buffalo do not take kindly to sedation. So they have a lack of oxygen that goes through the blood at times. If you put them down, they can regurgitate all the stuff in their stomach and then have it go down the wrong pipe, and that could be problems. Anyway, there is a number of problems that can come about when you do buffalo. So in general, it's not best, if at all possible, you don't sedate a buffalo. All right, that's a last resort before you do that. So we didn't want to take that approach here. So because buffalo actually heal very well, especially around the eye, a number of the vets had said, tell you what, just give her some antibiotic and then let her alone and wait 5 to 7 days. It could be even up to 10 days. So we gave him some antibiotic. It's a long-lasting antibiotic. We came by the other day and darted her with some of it, and that's partly why maybe she's a little apprehensive of getting over here, and she's wandering away. She's not normally very skittish, but she's probably a little pissed. So because we can't get super close, we just can't get you an amazing shot besides the ones that we got originally, but it has been looking better. And with her fleeing so bad, I don't know if we're gonna be able to get too many other shots. Right now, maybe to draw her back out, let's go feed some cubes.
So here's one of our troughs. You can see they eat every little drop.
Take it.
All right, so Kisses, as you can tell, that little scab thing that's on her eye is on the eye, and it doesn't look like it's below or above on the eyelid or the soft tissue around it. The other thing I was noticing as you watch her, she definitely seems a lot more skittish, and so she's definitely got a blind spot. Not sure how bad it is, but she's definitely a lot more cautious around there. Until she gets by Ahmed, who's her boyfriend, and she seems fine, but she definitely is a lot more sensitive to what's going on her right-hand side, and she's not sure about it, and I think that's kind of making her a little leery. But she was able to get some cubes. So the eye, we've gotten a few eye shots. You know, we've been trying to watch it from when the first time we saw it to that same night. It had changed a little bit. So what's going to happen is it's going to scab over. At some point, it should hopefully slough. Is that a word?
That's a word.
Kind of fall off.
Girlfriend, you are a noisy eater.
The eye, if it is punctured, it might actually shrivel up and she'll be completely blind, depending on how much of a puncture it is. So we're gonna have to just watch her, but really, there's not much you can do. You gotta kind of just let her work through it and see what happens. We're not sure the exact cause of it either. It could have been a stick, it could have been a barbed wire, it could have been a thorn on a tree from a vine. You know, you never know what this was. So when you look at the eye, it's actually towards the front and a little bit lower side on the eye. And when she moves her eye, you can see it flicker around. And so really, I think the eye itself has actually been punctured because you can see that scab moving around. And when she blinks, it's squishing all of it. And so that's why it looks like she has like that tang, whatever you want to call, flange hanging off of her eyeball. She will have a blind spot. If it was punctured bad enough, the whole eye will eventually shrivel down and she'll have a complete, she'll lose the eye. If it gets really bad, we'll have to have a vet maybe come out. But like I said, they said give it 5-7 days, see how she does, but the eyes heal quick and it should kind of scab over and then slough off. So we're just gonna give it some time and see how she does. So if you're the praying sort, if you're religious, pray for little Kisses. She needs all the help she can get. She will have some degree of blindness in that eye, just not sure. And that's always something she's just gonna have to have. And as their handlers, it's nice to know when you have a blind bison because they get a little bit more skittish, as we can see, but also you don't approach them on that side. So stuff to keep in mind. So anyway, pray for Kisses. We appreciate you joining along with us. We wanted to give you an update. We'll watch her over the next week or so and give you some updates as we have them. But hopefully it should be looking good. Next stage hopefully will be this thing coming off and just falling off naturally. So anyway, talk to you guys later. Bye.